Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Caspian and I read the books, and sometimes I read books that are not haven't been translated into Swedish yet, and I make a video like this. So my main language on my channel is Swedish, but I may be doing more English videos in the future, who knows? Right now I am going to talk about this book, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. And this was it was a new favorite of mine, definitely. This is one that I have put on I call it Villhöver-lista. It's Swedish, which means needs because I want. I need it because I want it. That in Swedish is Villhöver, which is like you put together the words for want and need. So I don't know what that would be in English except for WEED, and that's not what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, so I put this on my need because I want it list, because I really you should have seen this before I removed all of the tabs. I tabbed the F out of this, and of course I couldn't underline or highlight or do anything with it because it's not mine, it's the library's. So it's definitely on my needs because I wanted list. And I found out after finishing this that there are two more in like a trilogy or a series. I don't know if what it is, but I want and need them. I need them because I want them. And I want to annotate them so much because there were so many funny. This was really entertaining. It was yeah, I laughed. I sometimes cried. I was moved. It really did something to my feels. It made me feel all sorts of things. So I really enjoyed this book, and it took me a while to read it just because went on holiday and I took it with me, and I only read like a few pages each day for a few days. But then when I got home, I finished it in a day. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna stop saying that now. So it's a new 5-star for me. I want to reread it and annotate it. So this book is about daughters of monster makers. That's kind of how I want to put it. So daughter here is a loose term, okay? Some of them were born the traditional way, and their fathers were just awful and did experiments on them and whatever. And some of them were created in a more uh, handcrafty way, but still consider themselves the daughters of their makers because they were raised by these men. So it's the daughters of a few monster makers in other literature. So it's Mary Jekyll, the daughter of Dr. Jekyll. It's Diana Hyde, the daughter of Mr. Hyde. And yeah, you're gonna find out the twist there. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde has a daughter each, or together, or what? Yeah, who knows? And then there's Beatrice Rappaccini, or Poison Breath, as Diana calls her. And then there's Catherine Moreau. Yeah, and she is she's from the island of Dr. Moreau. And then there's Justine Frankenstein, which is supposed to be Victor Frankenstein's second creation, which I don't remember this from reading Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but in this book it refers to that book, and it says that at the end of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, there is a woman created, but the pieces are tossed in the river. But this is what happened if you weren't tossed aside. So what happened to the daughter of Victor Frankenstein? And in this book, these five women meet and go through stuff together. So it's from the point of view of them all, actually, because it starts with Mary Jekyll. She's the first one in the book, and then she meets the other ones, and we get to hear their stories along the way, because the book is written as being written. So one of the women are writing the book, and we are following the journey of writing the book. And during that time, they are interjecting. So it's really, so like here I am just gonna take a page and do an example. So, can we go now? Said Mary, looking at her watch. It's almost noon, and I'm sure it will take us a while to get there. She had no idea how long it would take or how they were supposed to get there. Surely they were not going to walk. But she was tired of this endless discussion, particularly as to the propriety of her going. At least Mr. Holmes was being practical about it. And then Mrs. Poole, which works for Mary, interjects and says, and most improper. And Catherine, the writer of the book, says, yes, yes, you made that point. Thank you, Mrs. Poole. And then it continues on. So it's a really funny way of writing a book, I think, when the people that the book are about gets their say. So you have all of them together from the beginning of the book, and this is like the whole book is like a throwback. And yes, on the way they meet Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson and Mrs. Hudson. So and work together with Sherlock Holmes to solve a series of murders. Of course, I'm not gonna say anything else, but it's wonderful, amazing, and I highly recommend it if you are if this has intrigued you. And don't take my word for like how it's written. Don't think it seems like it's because I realized that the way I've described it, it might seem a bit messy, but it's great. So just if you if you look if you just love uh this idea of all of these characters coming together in a book, pick this one up. And this is the first in a trilogy, but you can read it as a standalone. So yeah, I'm gonna read the other two. Of course I am, because I love this one. But you don't have to. So that's a book recommendation for y'all. Thank you very much, and I just want to end this by saying walk in beauty with all of the books around you and the stories along the way. And I will see you in my next video where I will probably be talking about Travis Baldry. Yeah, I think so. Because these videos are about the books that I read that aren't yet translated into Swedish, or I have read them in English. So I am currently reading Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. And maybe I will talk about Legends and Lattes together with that one. I will certainly mention it. So this is the book. And I will see you later. Bye.